said, Owen Benjamin tried to poison my lasagna. That's how you're going to try and diss someone in a wheelchair? By saying that the wind blew them over? That's your slight jab at me, buddy? Nice try. Must be nice to try and make, jokes like that. Found out about Owen Benjamin and the Unbearables. I can't remember exactly who told me about them. It might have been one of them who had reached out to me, actually. Long story short, in like March of 2018, I was looking to, of course, continue building the show, and I was looking for a group of networkers, kind of like-minded creative conservatives, and I was told about the Unbearables. I found out about Owen through the JRE podcast. To be honest, I wasn't really a big fan of him comedically. Like, I thought he was okay, but he wasn't, great. But I kind of liked what he was doing with the whole, anti-trans kids thing. That really spoke out to me. And in the beginning, the Unbearables seemed to be a great network. People who were doing creative stuff like art and design and podcasting and video production, parody, songs, musicianship, in the case of Chuck Boris, and just late night streams, which was how I met the original DZ guys. Of course, John Neary was my first interview for the brief period of time I was with the Bears. But here's the thing, Owen's not even a conservative. He's a fucking leftist, posing. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing. How dare you! Owen is doing the shit that mass shooters do before they go out and do a school shooting. Here's my manifesto. We need to get rid of the weak people, and I'm not saying he's going to be the one to do this.
An Australian man who murdered his wife with a pair of scissors, stabbed her in the chest.
This is a warning to the general public about Owen Benjamin. We warned you. How dare you!
Must be nice.
According to him, the goat urinated on him first, in front of Amy.
all this gay talk is pissing off my German Shepherd.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's edition of the Whitfield Report. And I hope everyone is doing well. We're starting the show a bit early tonight, and as I mentioned last week, Apex is no longer with us, although for some reason his handle is in chat, so that's a little weird considering that he
I resurrected that man, and thankfully, because if it weren't for that deed, I would not have been pulled from Snowy Bank last Saturday by who I can only assume is Alan Powell. I don't think any other people would do such a thing.
Yeah,
so I'm here.
Alan is the MVP, and Alan, props to you in the chat. Listen, you've saved. Apex saved your life. You saved my life, and then you also saved Apex's life. So, at this point, Alan is more effective than James Bond, and
he's more effective than the vaccine. But
oh yeah, definitely more effective than the vaccine. At any rate, Happy New Year, Mr. Gamma. We haven't talked since last year.
That's true. Happy New Year to you as well, and to chat. And I'm sorry I missed last week. I wasn't actually, as the media tends to. Well, I know it was bad for some people, but I'm in some weird, well, some weird like vortex. Actually, Larry just randomly typed that word in the chat, but that's accurate. It's like there's this little area that I'm in seems to be shielded from every major storm front that comes through. It does this little it goes around us. So it's actually the conditions outside are worse right now this Saturday than they were last Saturday because it's just a sheet of fucking ice out there. Very dangerous.
Oof.
But yeah, no, I didn't do anything like do every holiday. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was good. We made it another year, buddy. Here we are again.
And yeah, at this point, I mean, let's at this point, I was just kind of like, well, I hope 2022 is better than 20 and 21. So,
Yeah, it won't be. It is what we make it.
yeah, I mean, my optimism has kind of, I'm not completely black-pilled, but I'm like dark.
Nah,
I'm
can't be like that. Go
I'm
ahead. Sorry.
I'm like I'm gray-pilled at this point, I guess. So, um,
As someone, well, as Tacky used to say, you might be gray sexual as well.
oh yeah, that weird yeah, that
Yeah. Anyway, what are we talking about tonight, buddy? What's on the scoop? What's on the agenda? We had a big anniversary just a couple days ago. I know I'm still shaking,
oh yeah,
literally shaking from it.
oh yeah, well, I wanted to ask you what did the happy belated January 6th. Did you put out beef jerky and but
Shotgun shells.
and shows for the for the shaman? What did he leave? What did he leave for you under your January 6th tree?
Well, unfortunately, I did not. Uh, I was unaware of the actual holiday. I just you know, just well, you know what he left me. Actually, he left me a bison skull mounted. Um, he left me some random papers out of Nancy Pelosi's desk, and a shoe from AOC's office.
It was real weird. Like he left me like a shell casing. From what gun? I don't know. He left me a get out of jail free card, and when I mean that, I mean he would have left me like one of those Monopoly get out of the jail free cards from like the actual board game. And then he left me a pelt. He left me an animal pelt of some kind. It might have been a buffalo pelt, but I'm not sure. So yeah, it was weird. So,
Interesting. So
um,
shell casings on the back of them, they usually say at least the caliber. So you can figure that one out.
I think this one was like a 9 millimeter. It looked to be police, standard. Uh, so
All
um,
right. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. Happy belated January 6th, everybody.
yeah,
Um,
I mean the
the democracy she died last year, and so did the White House or the Capitol building. Sorry.
yeah. Well, some might say that democracy died way before January 6th, but we could go down a whole rabbit hole
Yeah, we're not gonna do that.
on a stream with that, which would probably get us, banned, which we don't want because we absolutely love Mama Susan and YouTube. I will tell you this though, that on January 6th, it was Melania Trump that incited a national erection. Uh, Chuck Schumer even told us.
Oh, that's right. He did
So
say that.
yeah. Um, but anyway,
So yeah.
and
So what's up? What's on the docket, man? January 6th is a joke. Obviously, it's a fucking joke. Although as big of a deal as everyone's making about it, like the media and shit, and the vice president saying it's worse than Pearl Harbor, 9/11, or whatever that stupid bitch said, and all the other stupid fucking politicians that keep barking this shit, and obviously the media, many of them. I just foresee a future in which 10 or 20 years down the road that, I mean, whatever, uh the craziness, like, the worse than 9/11 shit is going to be, that's what people are going to actually believe. Like, tons of people died. um the Capitol building was burned down, insurrection, literal insurrection, hundreds of people dying, etc. Who knows, but I can
yeah,
just see, the propaganda train is moving so quick and hard in that direction that. But other than that, I don't really give a shit because I'll probably be dead by then.
I yeah, I hope for our sake both of us are dead by that point. Having lived long lives, but still. Um One thing I do want to point out, this isn't really a topic, but one thing I want to point out here real quick is people might be wondering why we're starting the show a little early, and part of
Because
the
we fucking can.
because we can, and because it also, someone told me, it helps the YouTube algorithm, I guess, and people actually get notifications, and lo and behold, it does. So you're welcome. Um, yeah, so the actual January 6th event wasn't that big of a deal this year, but one thing that I did not expect, old Mr. Beanie himself got swatted. And yeah.
Oh yeah, swatted with heavy quotation marks.
Uh yeah, well, police visited him, and
Yeah, I don't know much of the details. I just saw his clip that he posted the next day, where he says he was swatted live on air, and you don't even see the cops. They just look off, away from each other for a second, and police. Tim gets up, and then they proceed to talk about how swatting is bad, which obviously it is. I don't know who called and said what. I think I saw something about they did like they said somebody was trying to attempting suicide or whatever. But
yeah, well,
there
from
was no violent force shown. It wasn't like swatting in the traditional sense. There was no SWAT team.
yeah, well, I mean, swatting has kind of become a whole catch-all term.
Yeah,
Um,
for calling the cops, for cops showing up at your house, you've been swatted.
what happened, and I'm not gonna play the clip because Tim is one of those. Tim unfortunately is one of those. Copyright claim faggots. But essentially, what happened was, yeah, I guess someone called in like a murder suicide. I guess they spoofed like Tim's like number in his area code, and so 7 minutes later, like, I guess the police showed up and did a sweep, and that's what happened. And there are some theories out there on the internet that he got swatted because of the Jack Murphy situation and because he's friends with Jack. I don't think that's the case, and but then there's also speculation. I guess he had Marjorie Taylor Greene on the day before, and people think it's related to that. I just find it interesting because um, uh, there are a lot of people I follow who are normies, and I wanted to kind of bring this up because I know that you're very much into internet blood sports, and so is Whiskey Runner One here in chat, and I know that swatting, although illegal, was like a pretty common thing during the blood sports era, from what I understand.
Say that again.
Um, I said that from what I understand, swatting was pretty normal during the blood sports era, and
Well, I mean, I don't want to say it was normal, but Matt Jarbo got swatted, and he, as far as I understand, got actually swatted with gun. The cops kicking his fucking door down and sticking a gun in his face, from which he blamed Keemstar, and there was no evidence, which started a whole thing. But yeah, Ian Miles Chong got a dog flashbanged. That's some lore, some blood sports lore via
yeah, I remember that.
swatting.
The reason I bring that up is because one of my followers on Twitter, who is like a normie, couldn't comprehend like why someone would do something like that. And in the best way I could, I explained that swatting, although it doesn't happen very often, it did happen during the blood sports era.
Sure.
So
It is a fucked up thing. It is obviously a fucked up thing to do, but to be honest with you, I think it has everything to do with the whole Jack Murphy thing because it stems from that era. Like you said, a lot
yeah,
of people during the blood sports era, a lot of, listeners and just trolls in general were trying to SWAT people, calling the cops on one another. They still do it. I mean, Ethan Ralph just, I think either last year or late the year before, got quote unquote swatted live on air. He did the same thing. He called it swatted and posted it everywhere because it's a clickbaity thing. Where the cops came up and asked him some questions. You know what I mean? No guns drawn, no danger necessarily.
yeah.
But obviously, it is what it is. I guess I don't know.
And so yeah, I mean, the thing with Tim Pool being swatted, obviously that's wrong. People are saying that it's a big problem, and I don't think it's a big problem. I mean, it certainly is a problem when it happens, but I don't think it's a pandemic where everyone is being swatted day in and day out.
Well, to be fair, Sammy, how would you know if it was? You know what I mean? If it, you know what I'm saying? Is that something you keep up on?
No, well, no.
Me
Um,
neither.
but I mean, at the same time, the way some people are talking about it, it would be like everyone's getting swatted. Kind of like how people say that cops are killing every single black person is getting murdered by um cops, and that doesn't seem to be the case, although I could be wrong. So
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think that if someone like Tim Pool's going to get attention drawn to it, and not people that have actually, I mean, let's not even YouTubers getting swatted, cops called on them, whatever, however you want to define it. How many people have had their fucking doors kicked in and people actually injured, pets killed, um, due to just illegal search or whatever, just
yeah, that reminds me,
so.
that does remind me of a story one time. I did once see an actual SWAT team go in and clean out like a motel by my house that like had a bunch of drug dealers and whatnot. But that was like an actual um thing. You know, something that you don't see every day. Well, let me rephrase that. I don't see that type of stuff every day, but uh, it was in hindsight. I would have clipped it and I would have pulled out my phone and clipped it and then posted it to YouTube. That would have been great footage.
Yeah.
So,
It's hard to think that, like when you see shit happening. I still come from, you know, I didn't have the, phones and even portable cameras and shit for most of my youth and adult life even. So, like when shit's happening, my immediate instinct is only recently to like pull my camera out and film it. If it's on, depending on what it is, obviously, but it's still not, it takes me, I still tend to miss the cool shit. Like if my pets are doing something or whatever it may
yeah.
be. So I don't
Well,
remember what the point of that was, but yeah, you get it.
well, I was gonna bring up the point that like as far as internet drama goes, like my definition of internet drama and whatnot um was just like talking shit to your friends on Xbox Live and calling each other faggots and making your mom jokes and whatnot. But I would have never dreamed of calling the cops on another gamer or something just because it's a game. It's
Sure.
stupid.
Yeah.
So, but now we live in a world, especially post Gamergate, where like that that is a thing that does happen. So, and we also live in a world now where people make money playing games and whatnot, which is, I think you and I are both old enough to remember our parents saying, "Well, you'll never make money playing video games, so why do it?"
I
So,
mean, hopefully, honestly, I swear to God, hopefully, most parents in America still say that because it's true.
yeah. I yeah, it is true. It is true for the most part. Although my
Well, no, okay, I'm sorry. It is true, but it's not something. It is not a worthy endeavor. Look at anybody that. Well, there certainly are some success stories that did it and got out, but most people that do it, and especially the ones that get really famous, are not having a good time.
no. Um to me it just doesn't seem that enjoyable. Like obviously you play games for to relax and enjoy yourself. At least that's how, I do it and most people do it. And it seems like if you're doing it for a career and you would have to play a game, it just seems like it would be, you know, tedious after a while.
Well, yeah,
Um,
dude. I mean, it's just like, it's like the comedian's curse too. You know, you I forget. Damn, I forget. I think it's Colin Quinn. One of his stand-up jokes is like, "How lucky am I to get to, you know, to get to do something that I used to love for a living, or something like that." It's like you end up if you do something you love, certain I guess certain fields, things like comedy, perhaps likely video game. I don't see how playing video games for a job could be fun because playing video games for fun isn't always that fun. You know?
no, oh no, especially especially if you suck at it. Which
Yeah, and I do want to clarify. You absolutely can make money playing video. You can make money doing fucking anything on the internet nowadays. But I'm just saying, hopefully, most parents are not, pushing their kids towards that. There's, or if they are, it's after they've done something useful with their time, something productive with their time, I should say,
Yeah.
and physically productive.
Whiskey in the chat says that depends. There are play to earn games on the blockchain where you can make up to $100 a day off passive income. Well, Whiskey,
I'm sure there are. Yeah, I'm sure there are.
Yeah, I mean, things are always changing. Like supposedly I haven't checked it in a while, but supposedly like some of my videos have actually made money on Odyssey, and by money I mean whatever that currency thing is that Odyssey has, like that library coin or whatever. I don't. That might not be worth anything. I don't think it is, but that is one way of kind of doing things, I guess.
Sure.
So I know that before the show you mentioned you and I were talking a little bit about Kazakhstan and whatnot and what's going on there, but neither of us have really. I mean, I've seen some tweets.
Yeah, I haven't read much. I've seen some videos and stuff, but it seems like that's something that everybody should know at least something about, but it's you got to go off as you often do, go to like state media or state media of another country, Russia, RT in particular.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything about it in the New York Times. I'm not seeing anything about it in the Wall Street Journal. Which and then I did see some links, but the links I'm seeing on Twitter are actually dead links. So yeah,
well, I do see some headlines from NBC and NPR from as recently as a couple, like yesterday. But let's see what NPR has to say. There's chaos in Kazakhstan. Here's what you need to know. And New Year's got off to a very bad start. Government lifted a price cap on fuel, setting off a sudden and steep increase in the cost of liquefied petroleum gas, which most people in Central Asian nation use to run their vehicles, obviously. That move sparked widespread protests that turned violent as security forces cracked down. In the days since, a presidential residence and the mayor's office of Almaty have been burned. The country's main airport has been stormed. As angry Kazakhs clash with police, there have been reports of looting. However, information is sketchy as authorities have restricted access to the internet. That's one of the other things. Fucking internet access got shut the fuck down in Kazakhstan a few days ago, as well as social media, in an apparent effort to thwart citizens' power to organize. So that's a big deal, kind of.
Yeah, that definitely is a big deal. I mean, the one thing I keep hearing is that there were people, I guess, on the right kind of afraid that the government here would do the same thing in regards to January 6th, but nothing really happened here regarding that, at least not government wise. I would say social media here does a pretty good job of censoring people themselves. So, oh, you
Yeah, I'm just showing the article because I'm just kind of scanning through it, and it seems there actually is some pretty good information here on NPR. Again, I have not had time to look into it at all. I just hadn't seen, oh goodness, excuse me, any other headlines across my Google fucking timeline or anything. But yeah, is it really about fuel prices? Who knows? But let's see. The civil unrest obviously runs deep since the evaporation of the Soviet Union. This story is not about the price of gas, it's about power. It's about inequality, and it's about a lack of political choice. Which, fuck, that if they're shutting down the internet as soon as they start to get some, a foothold on some protests against the fucking whatever the hell's going on over there, then clearly it's more than just gas price. It has to start somewhere. There has to be a match. I don't want to read this whole article and bore the fucking for the audience, but yeah. Yes, yes, Carl, it's NPR, you fucking retard.
Yeah. I mean, I think, and I think it's interesting that, you know, that's big news internationally, but we're not here. We're not really hearing anything out here except on NPR, ironically. So
Wait, we're not what?
I said we're not really. I said we're not really hearing about anything in Kazakhstan here, except for NPR, ironically.
Well, yeah, no, I mean there's a few other CNN and NBC had some headlines too, but again, I just knew it was happening. Oh, do I sound underwater all of a sudden?
No,
fuck.
you sound good now. That might have been me. So
Anyway, what else are we talking about, bub?
um
Oh, I have something I wanted to.
yeah.
I tuned into the Flamenco versus Mr. Medicker stream because apparently Mr. Medicker's been talking all kinds of shit on Flamenco for a while about some video game that I'm not even aware of, but it's some sort of fighting game. I saw it up in my feed and I tuned in and I I listened for about 15 seconds and Flamenco had a question for our good friend Mersh. Now, Sam, I don't know if you can pull that up because I don't have Twitter on my computer, but it's a short clip. And you don't have to pull it up, but Flamenco just asks Mersh if that puts Flamenco on the list or not. The fact that he's doing a stream with him.
Let me see what I can do about that, son. Do you have it on your timeline by chance?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I see it. Let me pull.
Oh, so we got people complaining that they can't get in the VC. I mean, we've talked about all the topics, right? You want to jump into general?
Yeah, who wants to pop in?
Looks like Sawson and Allen so far.
Well, we're still on stream, Sawson. So,
yeah.
And you know, I guess I can, and I only bring it out because I know that Sawson doesn't really want to be on stream.
Hey, it's a new year, bitch. It's time, you whore. It's time to be on stream, you whore.
whore. Yes.
Oh wait, is Alan even in this server? Is the question.
Alan is in the server.
Oh
Alan,
yeah, there's a whole channel for him, right?
Alan has his own
armory.
Alan has his own rank, even as
he has an armory in here.
Alan even has his own rank as my bodyguard. So, but he is now also a host, so he should be able to jump in the on-air chat if he'd like to. You should be able to now. Yeah, I don't know what's up, Mr. Pell. Thanks for saving Apex.
You're welcome.
Strong and silent.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back, dudes.
So Alan, what is your New Year's resolution?
1080p.
By chance.
1080. Don't want to do 4K again.
That's a good New Year's resolution to have. But yeah, apparently you've jumped to like Mersha's worst enemies list. Now I think you're actually more dangerous to him, according to him, than Pod Awful is.
Is he ruining his dates because I think I sent women to date him and get information on him?
Something like that. Well, now I know that he's engaged in like some sort of lawsuit, which I don't even understand what really happened with that, but yeah, he's becoming Ethan Ralph at a rapid pace.
Oh, speaking of Ethan Ralph, pled guilty. He pled no contest, which is guilty, to sex crimes, releasing revenge porn. He's officially a sex criminal. That happened.
So Mersh is directly copying Ethan Ralph.
Oh yeah, he's got some sex crimes too.
Well, that's what he tried to do with "Show Me Kitties" and Bally Song. Is he was threatening to release, her links for all of her webcam stuff.
Oh. Well, see, yeah, it definitely is a trend for fat fucking retards on the internet to try and exert any petty influence.
The same thing Ethan Ralph did, then I'll be just as famous as he is.
Yeah. Stay winning. Stay winning, you fat fucks.
I do want to give him credit though here. To be fair, he did finally admit that his entire Nightwave stream is an exercise in narcissism and greed. So at least he's
That's a breakthrough.
Yeah, at least he's somewhat self-aware of his narcissism. But
no, see, that's just what people were saying. I could just imagine that's what people are saying in chat, and he just said it and then immediately asked for money.
Yeah, or is he just so much of a narcissist that he's using that to manipulate his audience into donating more to him?
Well,
bum, bum, bum.
Well, both. I mean,
yeah.
I
think the real answer is if he tries to be better, then he's actually making progress. If he's just doing it to kind of use it as a scapegoat, be like, yeah, I know I'm a narcissist, then he's not really making any progress.
Yeah, I have not seen the clip or, you know what I mean? So I don't know the context, but I could just imagine. How many chins does he have by now?
More than a Chinese phone book?
Yeah.
I think he's up to 4 now to be exact. I could be wrong.
It looks like the Absorbalotl from Doctor Who. Absorbaloff.
Yeah, well he looks like well, I was gonna say he looks like
Ken Bone.
well, Ken Bone, but also oh, I just made this reference the other week too. I said that he looked like uh the the serial killer from Mindhunter. The Scorpio will know exactly who I'm talking about.
I've seen Mindhunter. I've played Minesweeper.
You I'm a bit surprised you haven't seen Mindhunter, Alan. It seems like it would kind of be your type of show.
Yeah,
It's
I
pretty
tried.
good.
I tried the first episode, but they weren't actually hunting people's minds.
False advertising.
But well let's see here. I think Scorpio mentioned it. Let's see here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I hounded Sammy to watch
Red
Mindhunter
Menace?
long before he became a nerdrotic simp.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Apparently the internet is calling me a nerdrotic simp now.
Are they? Because
So,
I literally just made that up.
Well, one individual in particular is, which you know, I wouldn't say I'm a simp. I like Gary, but I don't want to fuck him.
Aw,
So
Why not?
that
I'm sure he would.
well, because
You're cute, man. Come on.
I mean
Have faith in yourself, buddy.
I mean I'm still loyal to John Arcade. You know, what can I say? That
Your heart belongs to another man.
that hoodie and you know, that hoodie and those sandals and those torn up jeans, just you know, you can't resist them. Let's see.
It's fair enough.
East Scorpio says, bring back Jenny McCarthy.
And I agree with Nacho, Carmen Electra over Jenny McCarthy all day. If those two are, if we're gonna put, you know, whatever, what are they? 90s, early 2000s? I can't even fucking remember. Early 2000s for sure. You know, super hot babes.
What about Rebecca Stamos?
I would actually thank you, Alan. You just read my mind. I mean, honestly, I would also say Angie Everhart, but that's because I'm insane and I like insane redheads.
I mean, if we're gonna talk about, let's bring back Jenna Jameson. Let's bring that back, that era of porn star.
Well,
if we're gonna have porn.
Well, she's into she went full QAnon now from what I heard.
Okay, I said bring back. I'm not talking about the one that's here now. I'm talking about the one from the 90s.
No, I agree. I agree with you, Apex, but I also think that could be an interesting. That could lead for some very interesting, you know, plot lines, I guess.
How about this one? Jessica Alba or what's the other one? I just had it too.
Jessica Biel?
Sam, who went to the same place. Jessica Alba or
it was Jennifer something.
Yeah.
Aniston?
Connolly?
No, I think the winner is Jessica Alba because I forgot
Yeah.
her name that quickly.
Right, yeah. So
remember the
Yeah.
fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. She don't matter.
Yeah.
So hey, you know what? I've been thinking about this, and I was actually talking to one of my Twitter friends, that didn't know I did this before, but I'm really sincerely thinking about firing up the @based Hobbs Twitter account again. Getting that.
Oh, that
going.
was you?
Oh yeah, I had a lot of fun with that, man. I just got bored.
So
That guy was based.
And it got a lot of anger. So
yeah,
unjustified anger generally, just idiot nerd fucking retards, spurging out over their own
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
ideas. Jennifer Love Hewitt, there you go.
uh,
She was another one for sure.
I would still say Jessica Alba though.
For sure.
Also Ed Kemper. That's who I was thinking of. Thank you, Scorpio. Yeah, I said that. I said that Mersh gave me Ed Kemper vibes with those.
Oh yeah,
chins.
Ed Kemper. Yeah.
Is that Ellie Kemper's dad?
God, I hope not. Ed Kemper is still alive, locked away in a penitentiary in California.
Yeah, that actor that played him did a really good job. If you ever see the footage of the actual interview, with the Ed Kemper, and then the actor the performance that the actor put on that played him, he did a really good job. Creepy.
Yeah. Oh,
Anyway, we were talking about hot bitches, Sam. God damn it.
I've got one. Catherine Zeta-Jones or Kate Blanchett.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
I would agree.
Is that the one that was in Vanilla Sky?
No, Kate Blanchett. Fuck. For some reason, the only thing I think of right now is Fringe.
She was also I think she was in I think she was in Titanic. Wasn't she? I've never.
No, that's Kate Beckinsale.
Oh,
Penelope Cruz.
No, not Kate Beckinsale. That's fuck. Now you got me all fucked up, Sam.
What about Cameron Diaz in her prime? Like in
who
The
were
Mask?
Who were the Charlie's Angels? It was Cameron Diaz, Lucy Liu, and the child actress. Fuck. You guys remember what I'm talking about? The original Charlie's Angels?
Oh, and for some reason I want to say
Elizabeth Banks?
Yeah.
No, those are the new ones. It's fucking god damn it. Drew Barrymore.
Oh no, she's horrible.
Yeah, she is horrible. She was by far the worst. I'm sorry. I'm just pulling up.
That's why
memories
I couldn't remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about
like,
let's see here.
Drew Barry less, please.
Oh, who's the weird chick with the forehead that Owen claimed?
Amy? His wife?
Well, her too, but no, the
Christina Ricci.
Yeah, Christina Ricci. Christina Ricci versus who's the other weird babe?
Charlize Theron.
Oh yeah, Charlize Theron?
That's a hard one because I both think they're talentless and not good looking.
That's I mean, I would say Christina Ricci, but just more for the novelty of it.
Yeah. She's probably into some really weird stuff.
Well, I mean, she dated Owen, so
Yeah. I mean,
that
she's probably into pegging.
that right there is a major tip off.
Who do you think's gayer, Owen Benjamin or Jack Murphy?
Ew.
Oh, Jack for sure. I think Jack takes the cake. As much of a faggot Owen is, Jack wins that.
I'd have to say
What do you
Owen.
think? Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. You know what? Because there's something to be said about just putting it all out there. That may be less gay than trying to hide it and pretend
Owen
you're.
has more access to boys than Jack Murphy ever did. I mean, he's got his own compound of yurts for circle jerking.
of room wax. How that? Oh, that was one topic I wanted to bring up.
They both really love Rouge V, and that's how they got their introduction into gayness.
That is a good point. Apex, how do you think the Jack Murphy saga will end? Or
An absolute catastrophe for that poor man. It's the I haven't paid attention in a couple of days, but everything he's done since the porn shit, since that super chat came up on that Sydney Watson fucking podcast, from that moment forward, he has done everything wrong. And I thought he was doing some sort of press conference. I don't know if that got canceled or what came of that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it seems to have split wide open this whole right-wing grifter sphere to a degree that really hasn't been done before. And that's very exciting for me, to be honest with you. I enjoy seeing that. So I don't know where it ends, but I just hope more Tim Pools that refuse to address this sort of thing. I'd like to see them all eat a bucket of shit, preferably live on stream for all of us to enjoy.
yeah,
I think Tim Pool and Jack Murphy have done it.
are you serious, or because I can actually kind of believe that.
Yeah, they look at each other in a weird way.
Well,
It's uncomfortable.
Well, Jack Murphy looks at everyone in a weird way.
Yeah, it's not normally reciprocated though.
Yeah. I mean, here's my thing. I find the whole trad phenomenon to just be weird in general. I guess I get like wanting to be a better person, but it's just that, it's weird. All those like trad people have skeletons in their closet.
Yeah, there's for sure something they're running away from to be pushing the trad life so hard.
Yeah, definitely. The only thing I really like about the whole Jack Murphy saga is that it brought John Arcade out of retirement to clip stuff, so that's good. Why Jack Murphy? I don't know, but nevertheless, I'm glad to have him back. So
who knows, man? Yeah, whatever gets Johnny going. You know how gay he is, bro. So this homoerotic shit's probably got his Spidey sense, his hairs on the back of his neck started standing up. He's like, "Oh, there's some really gay shit going on the internet."
Yeah, his Johnny Sins. Um,
Johnny Sins, what?
uh, oh yeah, didn't you know? That's Johnny Arcade's actual. That's his actual identity. So,
Oh shit, you just doxed him.
oh shoot. Well, the secret. The secret's out now. Anyway, let's see. Scorpio, are we going to address the Superman stuff or not? Oh, you mean
what Superman stuff?
I think I know what Scorpio is referring to, but
Well, enlighten me.
Apparently, and I haven't read the comic because
Okay, Superman or Black Superman?
Well, supposedly someone rewrote a Superman comic where Superman gets like sodomized with a nightstick while he's
Oh, boy.
captured.
What kind of a kryptonite nightstick?
I don't know. It had to have been, but like supposedly there's a comic where he gets captured by the Russians or something, and he gets like depowered somehow, and then yeah, he gets Jack Murphy'd, I guess. So you know, I think the way American comics have been going there, they were already pretty gay, but you know, that's just I guess that's just adding insult to injury. Literally.
I think I have no. I can't. I mean, I immediately Google that, and I'm not really finding anything except for it's just suggestive from what I'm seeing. Hold on, let's see if.
I mean it. Yeah, I mean it's not like explicit, but
They're not going to show the gaping scene.
No, they don't even like say. They just like he could be getting hit in the fucking spine, I suppose. It restrained me in a way that left me. Oh, okay, left me exposed and vulnerable. For months, blah 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 blah. It did things to me while I was forced to look at him. Okay, so okay, I get it. I just scanned over it at first.
Yeah, but it's like heavily implied that, you know, that's what happened.
Yeah. He's getting these things here shoved in his booty hole. Yeah.
I suppose that Owen probably ran out and bought that comic. So
he probably wrote it.
He's like, I need to study this thoroughly so I can debunk it for you guys.
Speaking of comics, though, I don't know if Scorpio heard this, but supposedly,
guys, I can't read it. The pages are stuck together.
Oh God!
Right.
Yeah,
Anyway, what
he would yeah. That would be an Owen thing. Also, speaking of gayness in comics, though, supposedly Vox is trying to like buy the rights to like, I guess, Superman stories from like the 1930s and whatnot, since they're in the public domain now.
If they're in public domain, I don't think he needs to buy the rights. He can just, use it.
Yeah, well,
it wouldn't be canon.
Well, yeah. Or he's going to be like trying to do something with that.
Super male.
The thing of it is though is he unironically looks like Lex Luthor, so that would be I guess that would be something.
He's like a low IQ Lex Luthor.
Yeah,
When this Jack Murphy stuff came out, I was thinking of Vox Day. I was like, you know who else tries to be like an alpha Chad like all the time?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And it's full of shit.
We
But at least there's not nearly as much damning, just god awful video evidence to the counter.
we have a lady who wants to join us.
I'm scared of women.
Not the first time I heard that.
I know I know you are, Apex, but you know, she won't hurt you. She might hurt me because you know,
Because you're fragile and already crippled.
yeah, because I'm fragile and already crippled, and because I mean she's part she's part Mexican herself, and
Oh boy.
you know, the Latinas can get a little aggressive.
You're gonna get
tell me about
stabbed.
it. Tell me about it, buddy. That's probably how I'm gonna die. My Mexican's gonna stab me.
I kind of you're not far off. I thought she killed you in another way last week. So
You said
Without
what last
further
week?
ado,
I said that you died at the hands of your girlfriend last week.
Oh, okay. I thought you said I got in an accident in the snow.
Well.
Anyway, who is it? Bring this.
Well,
bring
she.
this- Go ahead.
Well, Miss Sawson should have the host role now.
Oh,
Wait, Sawson
Saucy
is
baby.
Latina?
Yes, she is.
I did not know that.
Could you not tell by her affinity for firearms? Oh no, never mind. There's a correlation there. Sorry. Just chucking shit at the wall. No, she's a Latina princess.
She's a she's a Latinx princess.
Latinx.
Yeah, Latinx or whatever we're supposed to call them.
I hope they move that to Chinese. Could you imagine? Chinks? Latinx? Chinks? Hell yeah. Let's go.
Slant I
So, Alan, you got any new, any fancy new projects on the arsenal recently? Anything particular? The last thing I remember, which was significant, was the wood projects on the TV.
Oh yeah. Well, I have.
and some 3D printing too. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
I have been able to cure my addiction, and I haven't bought a new gun all year. But the last thing I did project was the glow in the dark AR.
All year. Way to go, man. Almost 9 days in. That's fucking amazing. A glow in the dark AR.
Yeah. I printed the stock, the grip, and the handguard.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Sawson's not coming on the show. I knew better. She said for after the show, you dummy.
Oh well.
Sorry, chat. Put it back in your pants. There's not a lady coming.
Oh well. That's why General is open. Sawson. So. Yeah. Wah. Well, she has. Well, she has a lovely voice, though. I will say that. Unfortunately, chat doesn't get to know that unless you are in the Discord, which granted, most of the live people know that.
Most of the white people?
I said most.
Is that what you said?
Well, yeah, most white people know that too. I said most of the live audience.
Oh, fuck. I seriously thought you said white people. I'm like, wait, what? How's that?
Well,
What?
well, yes, all white people know that Sawson is special.
Sure.
So.
Right. So, I got nothing, man.
I was gonna ask you, Apex, have you seen Cobra? Have you seen Cobra Kai?
Oh no.
No, but you know what I have seen is Arcane on Netflix, which is one of the best written and acted. I mean, I absolutely loved it. And the funny thing is it is exactly what Hollywood has been trying to force down our throats with all these big, particularly like Marvel movies, but not just Marvel. Almost every fucking popular IP, TV show, and otherwise is force feeding the, strong woman, the POC, the fucking this, just all this diversity shit. But they do it they shove it down your throat. This Arcane show, which it's a League of Legends, the video game. It's a prequel to the video game. And I don't know anything about that video game except it exists and it's really popular across the world. But it's animated it's really pretty, but the voice acting is exceptional. The writing is fucking good. Like it's really good. I can't it actually knocked me off my fucking feet because a couple people suggested it. And my older brother, just out of nowhere, after two random people in my life were like, "Oh yeah," they suggest it to me all the time. But my older brother, just out of nowhere, was like, "Dude, you got to watch the show." I'm glad I did, and I recommend it if you haven't seen it. It's on Netflix. But
Mhm.
sorry, I didn't mean to derail with the.
I'm sure you guys know that I'm Spanish too. Latinx by the mustache.
Well, listen, Alan is a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
He's visited.
God made
realms
me in his
beyond.
image.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I've heard so many things about Alan. I've heard that Alan is the son of Keanu Reeves.
Whoa.
Whoa, man.
Whoa. Which, by the way, the new Matrix was horrible.
I wouldn't even call it the new Matrix. It's something else.
Yeah, it's I watched the whole thing and I didn't enjoy it, but I didn't hate it as much as I'm sure a lot of people do. I saw I got there's so much meta to it, like I don't understand why it was made, but it seems like it was going to be made regardless. And so one of the Wachowski bros, whichever one of the Wachowski bros is, was like, well, I guess if it's gonna get made, I'm still alive. I may as well. Yeah, I don't know. I have no fucking idea, but
It had to be
yeah,
a
it was
money
not
thing.
good. It was not good. Definitely a money thing. And again, it seems like the way, at least the way it was portrayed in the writing of the movie, they were like, oh well, they're gonna make this movie. They used the Matrix video game in the movie as a reference for this new Matrix movie, where they're like, oh, the studio can do whatever the fuck they want. They can make it with or without you. Anyway.
It was, I mean, it was overly self-aware in my book. It was,
well, all the main actors are like fucking. I mean, clearly, I don't know, dude. The action scenes were the worst part. Like, I could have forgiven most of it if there were good action scenes, but it was all bullshit. It's clearly just a cash grab.
I mean, it was a shot-for-shot remake, basically.
Contrived.
basically.
Yeah, very.
The new Spider-Man, which I have not seen, is supposed to be very
Oh,
is
I did see that as well,
I
and that I also
have
enjoyed
not.
a lot.
It's fucked up that they haven't put it out on streaming yet.
Well, I think because it made so much fucking money in theaters, they're
Yeah.
holding this one back. Because they that's another one. It's actually kind of shocking that I've watched, two things within the last like couple of months, two, new movies or shows or whatever that I genuinely enjoyed. 'Cause most of the time it's just, in one and out the other, just
My
kind of
guess is that
background shit.
they tried to learn from the Black Widow lawsuit with Scarlett Johansson, so they're keeping it in theaters until as much money could be made, satisfy Tom
Yeah,
Holland or whatever.
I mean
yeah, probably.
I've already seen the spoiler reviews for it. But
Yeah,
Well,
people are bad with the spoiler reviews. They'll be talking about Hawkeye, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, this happened in Spider-Man, No Way Home." And I'm like, "You fucking
right,
piece
like
of shit."
fuck.
yeah.
Right.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
and
it took them a
it's
long
the go ahead, good.
I was gonna say it took them long enough to get Toby back. So
Yeah, I wish they had just left it at the hints that Toby and Andrew were coming back instead of just putting in their thumbnails, like them in credits or whatever.
yeah. Thanks a lot, YouTube.
Even
Yeah,
with
emergency awesome. Thank you.
even with the spoilers, it's still really good. And as far as I understand, it's Sony and Marvel Studios together, right? It's
Correct.
the first one that
Sony's majority ownership because
Yeah.
of Spider-Man.
right.
Supposedly they're the ones that are keeping it from going to streaming.
Ah, right.
Sony's actually been they actually do okay stuff. Actually they're the ones they're the ones who did Spider-Man, and they're the ones who also did Cobra Kai, which is for a franchise that I never like cared about, with the Karate Kid, that one is actually kind of entertaining. So
That's cool.
I don't like the main character guy. Not the blonde one, but the black-haired guy.
oh
That's kind of a kind of a limp wrist.
oh
Ralph
well,
Yeah.
Macchio.
He was the bad guy in Karate Kid. I don't see how most people don't understand that.
yeah, well that whole series is based off that YouTube video that talks about how he was actually the villain. Which is hilarious to me.
Yeah, because I was watching it on I forget where, but I was like watching it, and the second time around when I'm older, I'm like I'm starting to realize, this was a little snot-nosed kid that was like looking to cause problems because he wasn't happy in a situation.
Yeah, it's those 80s movies, some of them age really well, but like some of those like other like high school drama movies, you actually kind of start to sympathize for the villain a bit once you get older. So
Yeah. Have you guys seen the Book of Boba Fett?
I have, because a friend gave me their like login.
Awesome.
But yeah, I don't really like the fact that Boba Fett is like an anti-hero. Now, I liked him as just like a villain, or just kind of like as a Mr. Man. It would
You can guarantee that they're gonna go back and retroactively
They're
turn
doing
every
that,
villain.
yeah.
Yeah.
Every single villain across every intellectual property is going to be. They're going to have an origin story where they're, some version of an anti-hero. I mean, Cruella fucking Deville.
Well, yeah, it's especially with the bad villains, because they want to make them relatable. Like, like supposedly Killmonger was, but I don't think he was.
They did that with Harley Quinn like 5 years ago, and yeah, it's weird. Yeah, Boba Fett used to be the Alan Pal of Star Wars, and now he's just Alan. You're in a league of your own.
He's another casualty.
There, I'd say that Alan Pal is also, I know I made a comparison between Alan and James Bond, but hell, Alan is more badass than James Bond even.
Let's
James.
throw
Yeah,
John
I'd,
Wick.
I'd say like John Wick,
Yeah, John Wick is what I was gonna say. There you go.
because I absolutely would murder a bunch of people if they killed my dog.
Or even thought.
Well, it's not really murder if it's justified, so I'd just justifiably killing.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, dude, they could have. I think maybe you should sue for rights. They kind
Yeah,
of.
they're stealing my life story.
Yeah, a professional dog walker. So, yeah,
Hopefully, they don't ruin the fourth.
uh, I really hope they don't, but these days, who knows?
Yeah, there's going to be some woman that's better than John Wick that saves his life.
Well, they already kind of tried to do that with Halle Berry, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't.
Those dogs are awesome.
I will definitely say that I will definitely say this is a huge hot take, and I know that Semper's gonna probably be mad at me for saying this, but John Wick is better than Matrix.
Oh, 100%.
Even the original, I would say.
Yeah. Well, John Wick hasn't convinced anyone to go trans.
Well, and it's also aged better too. Granted, it's not that old, but
Yeah. Cyberpunk 2077 was better than Matrix.
yeah, and that game, from what I hear, isn't even that playable, just because of all
Yeah.
the glitches they had.
It's like a sequel to Johnny Mnemonic.
So
They need to make another Constantine.
they're not going to because of demons and shit like that. Although it would be fun if they did. So Apex, we already talked about The Sopranos a few weeks ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Very good show.
Yeah. I did see the Cumtown bit you sent me too with the Indian Tony Soprano.
Yeah, the shitty animation. There's a couple of channels now that are doing just the. Actually, I think it's just one. And that channel that I sent you, it's like buys the animations from them, but because they're exactly the same. There's no reason to say that. But yeah, it's just shitty like single line drawings, but they're decent enough. Like they get the likeness. They're pretty goddamn funny. Do you want to watch it? Actually,
I mean
watch it. We could end the stream on that.
Yeah, and I mean, just to be fair, that's kind of my that's kind of the level of drawing skill that I have.
Yeah, we don't actually have to watch it because it's probably not good for stream. But anyway,
I asked Alan this, but Any New Year's resolution? Alan said 1080p or 4K. I think that's a pretty good New Year's resolution to have.
4 times the pixels.
My New Year's resolution is 8K. If I can get to 8K, that'll be even better.
It's very crisp. You'll be able to see the pores.
Mm-hmm. I'll be able to see all the pores. So.
Speaking of pores. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. All right, Sammy. We're just kind of mumbling now, man. What do you want to do here?
Yeah, I think we ought to kill this stream. So. Anyway, chat and people listening at home, if you've made it this far, thanks for watching. Happy January the 8th. Just putting
Good night, everybody.
Just putting it out there arbitrarily, and thanks for listening, and whatever you do, don't hurt yourself.